Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to The Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real, relevant, and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. I'm so excited to be able to have you all with us today here in the virtual studio audience of the Kim Jacobs Show. And I have my special guest, Lady O. How are you today?
I am doing wonderful. Hope you are.
I am even better now that you're on, and super excited to give everyone an opportunity to tag your friends, your family, your coworkers. Let people know that today we are talking with Onjria Bost Steele, who's going to be talking to us about what happens when life throws you a strike. She's the owner of Love Under New Management Coaching Services. And her story, I don't even know all of the details. I do that on purpose because I want to be able to hear the story from the guest and have my true emotions. And I'm not good at just like faking it out. So I would prefer to hear directly from you. I saw a little snippet of your story, and based on what I read, we're going to learn a lot today. Here on the Kim Jacobs Show, our goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time. And we get the opportunity to do that by having guests like Lady O that's on today. And she shares her story, and others that'll share their stories as well about things that they've overcome throughout their journey in life. And whether it be corporate, whether it's personal, church, ministry, whatever walk of life and whatever hat a person wears, they're able to share their life experiences right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And then that might be just a missing piece of the puzzle to your life. And so I'm really excited when we have guests come on and transparent, in a very transparent manner, share some things that they've overcome to become who they are today. So let's go ahead and jump right into today's guest story and hear what she has to say. She's a mother, a grandmother, author, minister of the gospel, a business owner of Love Under New Management Coaching Services, a certified master life coach, and a relationship coach. Welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show, Onjria. And I know
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Onjria, but it's Onjria Bost Steele.
Yes.
So, Onjria, take us back to before life threw you a strike, because I know there had to be some stuff before this came into fruition.
Man, still am, just a little slower now. But prior to those strikes coming into my life, I was busy. I worked in ministry, was very active in the community, very active with my children, my grandchildren, everybody else's children. You know, if I knew about it, I was there, very supportive, because one of the things that we fail in as people is being supportive. And a lot of times, you know, people want money and want this, but a lot of times if you just show your face, it goes a long way. Yeah. So that was who I was. If you was having a program, I tried to make it. If your child was doing something, I was at that game. And I'm not that sports person, but I was there.
Came and supported just because you could, right?
Yeah, there you go. I was there. Awesome. I had to learn along the way about basketball and learn. I'm like, what in the world? Like, but it was nice. It was nice. And I was being that person.
Good. And so in the midst of all of the busyness, it sounds like you were hustling and bustling and doing everything that you knew to do to be as supportive as others on their journey. But during that time frame, how were you supporting yourself?
I really wasn't, to be honest. Okay. That's a lot of things. That's where kind of how my first book that I wrote, because finding yourself, you got to look back when you was a little girl. You know, a lot of times we always, like, if you played with baby dolls and they said, oh, well, you're going to be a beautician one day. and they just kept putting it in your head. You end up going to cosmetology school, but that's not your gift.
Right.
And you may be good at it, but that's not your true gift. That's not what God created you to be. So looking into that,
That's
I
right.
was not I wasn't who I'm not going to say I wasn't who I was created to be,
Mhm.
but I only touched it in certain areas.
That's so profound. You only touched it in certain areas. So if I hear you say something, we're going to deep dive into it a little bit more.
Yeah.
How did you only touch it in certain areas? What did you were just dibbling and dabbling in this and that, or what? How did it look from a touching it in certain areas perspective?
Touching it in certain areas was like how I am supportive to other people, but
Okay.
then I wasn't enough supportive to myself.
Mm.
And what did I was good at this, and so I did it, but thinking that was my calling, and it wasn't my true calling. It was just an area in where you're called. So when you touch it in certain areas, you just touch it for a little while. Okay, I'm gonna put it this. You touch it for a season,
Right.
and then the season is up, but you still continue to do it. We don't
Wow.
realize that when your season is up, it's time to let it go.
But
There's a reason
how
that
do you recognize that your season is up? Because some people don't recognize that a season has come to an end. So how did you
they
ever recognize that, okay, this phase, this season has ended and now it's time for me to transition?
it's something that's in the inside of you that you
Okay.
have to just know, like God is speaking to you to where, like, okay, when he keeps opening a door for you to leave, but you don't leave. And then you saying, okay, God, well, why does this keep happening? When the same thing keeps happening, he's going to give you some time to get yourself together and open that door for the opportunity, but you got to go through it. So you got to be patient with yourself. You
Right.
got to look at yourself and sit back and look at the entire picture. We always want to just look at the picture inside of the frame, but we don't want to look at the frame.
That's right. It's hard to
And
see the picture. It's hard to see the picture frame if you're inside the frame anyway. It's impossible because you only can see right where you are within the frame. It's other people on the
exactly,
outside, like Les Brown often says, that can see you from their perspective. And hopefully they're kind enough to tell you what the truth is so that you get a better visual from the inside, right?
exactly, exactly. And a lot of times the frame, I did a workshop, a relationship workshop, and was talking about relationships to where, I may be the picture and my husband is the frame, and then he starts to fall apart. And I'm trying to use wood nails, but he's a metal frame. So we
Right.
have to learn what you are so that you can be able to fix yourself and not try to fix the other person.
Right. That's good. That's really good. I love everything that you're saying. Listen, everyone, we're talking with Lady O, as she's typed there. Is Onjria Bost Steele today, and she's talking about when life throws you a strike. We're going to learn so much more from her story and her journey right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. I do see some of the virtual studio audience members that's coming in, and I would like for you to be able to be recognized. So let me go to some of your studio audience comments. Feel free, if you're in the studio audience virtually, no matter what platform you're watching or listening in on, type your comments and I'll get them pulled over as quickly as possible. Thank you so much. Good morning to you, Facebook user, someone watching from Facebook. Athena, thank you so much for watching on the YouTube. And good morning, family. You say my sis Giselle, love her. Oh, Giselle, love her. All right. I see you, mommy. My mom turns 70 tomorrow, everyone. It's her 70th birthday. And oh my goodness, we celebrated and celebrated and celebrated and celebrated some more. So I cannot wait to be able to just talk to you some more tomorrow as well about my mommy turning 70. Good morning, Kim and Lady O. Welcome back. Yes, welcome back to me because I was off last week right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And so I'm glad to be back. Okay. I choose me, Athena Valentine said. Yes.
Yes.
Hashtag I choose me. Let me hashtag that right there. I choose me. So make sure you all choose yourself, and we're going to hear more about how Lady O did that today. Welcome back. Let's see other people that commented. I see all of your comments. Okay, Hillary Gooden said, good morning from Chicago. Thank you for tuning in from the Chicago, Illinois area. Glad to have you, Hillary Gooden. And she's a co-host of News You Can Use show as well. So make sure you tune into her show along with Lotus Rashay, Dr. Lotus Rashay. How do you know when a season is up and done? Sometimes my studio audience members will ask questions and you get the opportunity as the expert to answer it.
Right, right. Knowing when your season is up, and that's the next thing. See, she said when your season is up and done. So what we have to realize as individuals, as who you are, my season can be up, but it may not be done.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a difference in the season being up and the season being done. Because my season may be up at, say, this job, but my assignment is not done.
Okay.
So that's something that you have to, again, figure out for yourself, pray, meditate, talk to God about, okay, God, this is my season at this job. Everything's coming against me, and I know it's time for me to leave, but why am I still here? I'm still here because my assignment was not completed. So then you start praying about, my assignment. God, what was my assignment? Did I not finish it? And, was it a 2-parter? Was it a 5-parter to my assignment?
For clarity, God.
Yeah, we get confused a lot of times. You're like, oh, but God, you sent me here and I know it's time to go because everything's coming against me.
Right.
And he was like, well, I added a 2B to that assignment and you didn't finish it. So you're still there. So it's not done. It's up, but you're not done.
So technically you have to pass all of the different tests for that particular chapter in order for it to be completed. Kind of like in school, right?
Exactly. I was going to say, you got to start in kindergarten before you could go to the 8th grade.
Right. Wow.
So same difference. Yeah.
Very good question, Hillary Gooden. Thank you so much for tuning in from Chicago today. Listen, today's episode is sponsored in part by Snow Legal, the Snow Legal Group. And if you have not utilized their services, be sure to check them out. They will give you a free consultation if you let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. Attorney Kenneth D. Snow has actually had some significant victories and recently getting a murder conviction overturned that was due to someone being wrongfully accused. He's actually had 4 victories very recently regarding murder convictions that were just wrongful accusations or whatever. That is crazy successful. So I'm so excited that he's one of the sponsors here of the Kim Jacobs Show. 704-358-0026, or you can also email them at info@snowlegal.com and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. So let's learn more about them now, and then right after this commercial break, we're going to be talking more with Lady O about when life throws you a strike.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right, everyone, and we are back with Lady O right here on the Kim Jacobs Show, talking today about how to basically bounce back when life throws you a strike. Now, let me find out from you, Lady O, when did you know something was wrong?
What's wrong with me?
Wrong with you in physically, and it could be physically, mentally, spiritually. So I don't really want to coin it. I just wanted to be, when did you know something was wrong? Let me leave it vague on purpose. How about that? Even though I know I'm trying to steer you, I don't want to steer the conversation. I'd rather it come from your heart as to what you feel.
Okay, before we get into that, when Athena hashtag I choose me, that's my tagline.
Okay.
I choose me. That's my t-shirt. And I started that about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. And it's just about, a lot of people was like, that's so selfish, but it's not. I had to choose me in order to help my family. Right. I had to choose me in order to help me. And so you have to be in a place that mentally, spiritually, because we get caught up in all areas of our lives that we put everything else before yourself. And so I learned to choose me. I've always loved me, but I learned to choose me and choose me first. Yes, hashtag I choose me. That is the best that you could ever do. Any woman, Anybody, period. If you choose you first, everything else in life will flow a lot better. So I
Good.
learned to choose me. And in now getting back to when I first got that strike,
Wait, let
oh
me
my
go back. Let
goodness.
me go back. Because now that you just went, now you don't went to I choose me. That's a whole different element. So we have a whole hour here. So we can get into the strikes and everything too. But I do want to stay there with I choose me for a minute.
Okay.
Why, how do you advise women or men or anyone that's watching today's episode to be able to identify strategies and ways to choose themselves first? Because that is not typically how anything is taught that we've ever learned. We always
Right.
put other people ahead of ourselves, their needs, their desires, especially if you're married and you have children and you're in ministry and different aspects of life. You automatically say, okay, what do you need? What? And you're putting everyone else before you. How do you encourage people to do that? What's the strategy?
That is something that, like you said, we're taught the total opposite of that. So a lot of people, when I first came out with it, they was like, "Oh, that's so selfish," and I was like, "Okay, you don't understand. If you want to talk about it, call me." Because and again, we're taught the opposite. So of course, we put everything. I put everything. Ministry was everything. If the doors were open, I was there. And even if I didn't feel like it, I wasn't listening to my body. I wasn't listening to my spirit. Even when my spirit said, okay, you need a break. Like, nope, they need me, and it's that sense of wanting to be needed. And so you have to fix in your own mind. So I had to teach myself. And so that's how I'm able to teach other people that they may need me, but I need me. And in order to get you to see that, it's a process to where like I meditate and sitting still and just allowing the environment to shut down around you and to really hear yourself. We say we speak out loud so I can hear it in my own ears, but are you quiet enough to hear your heartbeat? Are you quiet enough to shut down your mind of everything outside of you and then hear what's being said? Can you be that quiet to where your mind can speak to you, to your heart can speak to you? It's a process now. It ain't like I did it overnight, but that's something that I try to teach my clients to where this is a step that you have to make for yourself. It is uncomfortable. And what do we do in uncomfortability? We grow. So in order to grow, to choose yourself, to love yourself, like we'll say in a minute, oh, I love myself, but you're treating yourself bad. You're cooking for everybody, but you're eating a bag of chips at night before you go to bed. Where, like I said earlier, you're at church at every service, but it's okay to miss a service sometimes. It's okay to, go through different things. It's okay to say no. We don't ever want to say no. Oh, can you work over? No. Can you keep the kids? No. I think my daughter was so surprised the first time I told her no, because I always said, yes, those are my babies, of course.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh no, bring them on. Oh, I'll come get them. And then I was like, no, I can't keep them today. She's like, are you okay, Mama? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine.
I'm wrong. How's that possible?
Exactly. Right. So it's a process that you have to learn to be still enough to hear yourself. And I can hear myself talk all day long, but to hear myself whenever my mouth is closed. What is my body telling me? What is my spirit telling me? How can I get to that next level whenever my mouth is running so much and I can't even hear?
That's interesting that you're saying that, Lady L, because when I get quiet and still, I can only speak for myself. Sometimes and I do this very often, but when I get quiet or really still, it immediately makes me want to go to sleep sometimes. So I don't know if I'm speaking for other people in the studio audience, but I'm listening, like you said, listen to your body. What is it saying to you? If you feel a little pain here, a little twinge here, it's like make some adjustments. And I often tell my mom things that I feel in my body and I comply with it, I will say immediately, you know what? That is doing something to me physically and I can feel it because I'm quiet enough
Right.
to hear it. But then usually I go to sleep in the process. So it's like maybe that's what God's trying to tell me. Rest, girl.
Right.
Go to sleep, get your extra nap or something. I don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. And sometimes that's just what it is.
Right.
You know, we use that old adage, you ever want to fall asleep, start reading the Bible and, you know, sit and start praying, and then you wake up from the prayer, be like, oh Lord.
That's
But God
funny.
is trying to tell you something. And guess what? That's when the quietest time that you are.
Wow. Wow. Really good feedback that you're sharing. So being able to be still enough, everyone, to hear your own heartbeat. I don't think I've ever heard it put that way. So I've heard about, being still, having that quiet time. In my own book that I've written, Extreme Balance Makeover, I talk to people about being able to obviously put your own mask on and how to prioritize to be able to get the maximum amount of time out of your day. And then I also talk to people about how important it is to say no and it not be in an offensive way, because some
Right.
people like to say no, but like to give an alternative. So I can't do it on this day, but I can do it on that. That's more me. I'm like, I don't want to just be like, no, 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 no. I do, but there are a whole lot of ways that I list in the book, Extreme Balance Makeover, on how you can say no. So this is good advice that you're sharing today. Let's see some other studio audience comments. Keep your comments coming in, everyone. Yes, I agree, Kim. Yes, I thank you so much, Athena. Let's see what else you said. I have learned great things and wisdom from Minister Bost Steele. Good work, sis. And I see you, Ryan. Thank you so much, Ryan, for tagging people. Even, and I know that's not your own comment, Lynette Lias, but Lynette, she thinks enough of you to be able to encourage you to be here in the studio audience today of the Kim Jacobs Show. So yes, please tag all your friends, your family, your coworkers, and invite them into today's broadcast. We're talking with Lady O about when life throws you a strike. How do you handle it? Right after this commercial break, we're going to learn more about how she handled it, what happened specifically that made her come to the realization that this is a strike, y'all. Things have to change from this day forward. So as soon as we come back after learning more about Silver Shield Security, which is one of our episode sponsors today, we'll be hearing more from Lady O.
It's not just another day. It's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements, and we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, everyone, and we are back with Lady O right here on the Kim Jacobs Show, and she's going to talk to us about what day some things traumatically and drastically changed in your life.
Right. So let's say 2.5 years ago, I woke up on a Monday morning with a weird headache. You know, went to work and I was running a kitchen at a childcare center. Went to work and they was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just got a headache. I'm just thinking it's just a tension headache." Hung around all day long. And the next day woke up, still had it, called in. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be late. I'm gonna go to urgent care." Went to my doctor's office and seen the PA, and she was like, I don't know, something just not sitting right. I want you to get a CAT scan. And I was like, "No, I'm not getting a CAT scan. Just give me something for a tension headache and let me go on to work."
So she went. You took over and told the doctor. You're not even the doctor. You took over, told the doctor, "Look, this is what I need," which we all do that too.
Exactly. Diagnosed myself. I'm like, "Man, this is just a tension headache. Like, come on. I don't need nothing else." But she wouldn't give it to me. She went and got my doctor. And the doctor was like, "Onjria, just go get the CAT scan. That'll settle her." And her name was Dr. Angela. And she was like, "Just get the CAT scan and see, make sure everything's good." I was like, "Yeah, okay. Make the appointment." She's like, "No, you're going today." I'm like, "Today? Like, what is it?" And she just really, the PA, I had never met her before. And she just said it was just something down in her spirit telling her that I needed to get a CAT scan. So I waited at the doctor's office like 2 hours, went and got the CAT scan, and it was probably about 20 minutes away from home. And By the time I got the CAT scan, drove home, came in, sat down, my phone rang. And I was like, hello, hey, Dr. Angela, did you call me in a prescription? She was like, nope. And I was like, why? She's like, Onjria, they seen something on your CAT scan. I was like, seen something? Like, what are you talking about? I love Wonder Woman, and I refer to myself as Wonder Woman because I can and I will do everything. And Wonder Woman don't be sick. You ever seen a Wonder Woman sick? Like, no. Exactly.
No.
Yes, got my bands on and all. I am ready. Wonder Woman is not sick. So I was like, okay. She's like, well, I'm gonna refer you. I'm gonna send it back to your doctor and then refer you to another doctor. I was like, oh, okay. Within 3 days, I got a letter in the mail from a brain surgeon. I was like, what? Like, y'all skipping something. I'm confused. So then they had already made me an appointment for an MRI. They said it was like a pea-sized tumor on my brain. And they was like, oh, it's something simple. You can, a lot of people still live with it. It's okay, nothing major. Went to the brain surgeon. He gave me 3 months. I was like, 3 months for what? He was like, you got 3 months and you got to have surgery within these 3 months. And I was like, what? Like, no, they said it was a pea size. It was about the size of a golf ball. And it was pressing down on the back side, the right hemisphere of my brain. If it would have been a little bit, maybe a couple centimeters to the front, I'd have been deaf, and a lot of other things could have happened. And I'm like, nah, not me. This don't even make sense. So, just that was the backstage of the story of, what really happened to me. And so ultimately this was in August, 3 years ago this month, that I found out about this brain tumor and everything that was going on. And my son was getting married the end of September. And so they wanted me to have surgery like within the next 2 weeks. And I was like, no, I'm not going to have surgery. And my son is about to get married. I'm not going to die. And I'm not, because anything could have happened. So I opt to wait till my son got married. So they scheduled it for the Monday after his wedding. I again turned it down. And I was like, not till he come back and he went to Hawaii for his honeymoon. And I was like, when he gets back on this side of the world, then I have surgery. So I waited a whole nother week. And yeah, I know, right? People was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm not dying.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah. So cut my hair off myself because I was not giving them that opportunity to cut my hair off. And so I end up having a craniectomy. Yeah, I say it wrong every time. So literally where they cut your skull, cut your hole in your skull and take it out, dug in my brain and took the tumor out, put my part of my skull back in my head. And but I did great.
Wow. Okay, y'all listen, when life throws you a strike, we're talking with Lady Onjria here, who is telling us this story in the most graceful manner. She shaved her own head. She waited and said, I'm not going to just let anything pertaining to me and my health condition impact my son and his best day of his life type of thing. And his celebratory moment of his honeymoon. Now, definitely go right after the wedding, right? Go the next day. No, not this woman of steel, Lady O. She decided to hold off and wait for another week after the honeymoon to make sure there was no negativity associated with his wedding or his honeymoon. What a wonderful mother you are. First of all,
that was my baby and my son. No, that's not. I'm not gonna put that on him. If I was to die, he would not associate that with his wedding and his mama dying all at the same time. That was not gonna happen.
Let's see. Is Chad Wanna still?
That's my husband.
All right. Hello, Mr. Steele. How are you? You have a beautiful wife, and I know you're so proud of her that God brought her through all of these trials and tribulations. And she's sitting here to share this story with us, this journey of what she's overcome. Wow. Wow. Glad
Yes.
to have you in the studio audience, Chad. And let me also do this. Sometimes I'll put this in the comment section here. If anybody wants to come on to the screen directly and surprise Lady O and say a comment head to head, I'll pull you right into the studio and you can say something directly to her. So feel free to click on that link and it'll bring you right into the broadcast if that's something that you're interested in. Let's see. Yay, she is Wonder Woman. Yes, 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 yes.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
Wonder Woman right there. Oh my goodness. God bless you, sis. And that's from Lady Justine Hilliard. Thank you so much for being in the studio audience today, Lady Justine. And yes, that is a wow. Wow is right. Ryan, I see your comment as well. Make sure you tag some more people to invite them in. So thank you so much for doing that. And let's see. More comments that came in. Sit down somewhere, Chad said, and listen sometime. Not to you directly right now about this. He's talking about an earlier comment that was made. So people need to just, when we're talking about being still, this is the comment that he made during that time. Are you able to be still enough to hear your own heartbeat? And I had skipped that comment earlier. So he said he got to be able to sit down somewhere and listen sometime. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now you've had brain tumor removed, cranial, where they went inside your skull and carved out this tumor, and you survived.
I survived. I'm still here. I'm still here. That's all that matters. I'm still here.
Whew.
Yes. It could have went a whole nother way. And a lot of things could have, would have, should have happened. But he was like, my assignment of running around for everybody else was up and I was done. So no, it's a blessing. When I say God is a healer, he's a healer. And you got to let him heal you from the inside out. Even if they got to dig it out of you, they're going to get it out. So yes, it was a lot. It was a lot.
That is unbelievable. I love what you're saying. Even if he got to get it dug out of you, he gonna heal you some kind of way. If he has a work for you to do still here, you're here for a purpose and you're here for an assignment, and your assignment's not up. Clearly, you're right here on the Kim Jacobs Show, still helping people that are walking through this life. And some people really are down and out because of other situations. They haven't had a brain tumor, but they've had some other life-altering situations. What advice do you give those people that are feeling like this is just too much? This is a lot happening. But
it is.
You got a lot happening. Tell us what you would say to people like that.
It is. I mean, even if someone was, and that's how sometimes I have to look at things to like, what would I do if this was happening to me, or if it was, when someone is talking to me, and I always get them to see, we'll say in a minute, oh, it's not that bad, and I used to say this all the time, get over it. Get over it. You still here. Get over it.
Okay.
But, when you really sit back and look at it, people can't get over it that easy. It is a process, just like grieving, just like 12 steps AA. It's a step by step process to get your eyes to look at what you're seeing right now compared to what God wants you to see.
Right.
And it's not the same. I may see me losing my job. I may see that I don't have but $10 in the bank. But then God said he will never leave me and he's going to always supply for me. Yeah. So I got to trust what he said, no matter what I'm seeing. Because see, they always say, we walk by faith and not by sight. How do we go through the process of, think of a blind person? Are they really going by faith? Because there's other senses are heightened, so they can hear very well. But they still can't see. They can't see that it's, their bank account is zero, but they're still surviving. So you have to completely trust God to what you have to do, and stop looking at everybody else's story of, oh, me and what they gonna do without me. Teach them to survive without you. And that was hard for me because I needed to be needed. I love to be needed. Just call me. Onjria do it. She got you. You know, you can't get something done, you call me. I can get it done.
Oh my God, we kind of sound very similar because I felt literally the same way. It's like, don't worry, just call me. You need somebody to fight the battle for you? Not fight, like fight, but just I can get a no into a yes any day. Let's do this. I'll get on three-way with you. Blah, blah, blah. But it's in a positive way, in a massaging way. I don't do it in a rude, negative way. But I'm like, call me, girl. I got you. I got you.
Exactly.
But they won't take that stroller back. Call me. I will three-way. Your mattress. They said no, girl. Give me on the phone three-way. Doctor said whatever. I'm forever being that liaison for people.
Yes.
But I want to do it right. But like you say, I'm not God. I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes you gotta let this God handle it.
I was always the mediator. Like, no, I take care of it. Oh, they did what? Oh, okay. Let me go over there. Yeah. And I wasn't always nice about it.
Oh, wow.
So, I had to learn some things. I did have to learn again of doing things with a smile. And, you can always get a lot more with sugar and honey than you can with all this other crazy stuff.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's a process being a mediator for everybody. And I chose to be in that position in their lives. They didn't make me do it. I chose to do it.
Wow.
So that's when I choose me. I had to choose me first. I still got your back, but we're going to go down this little list first. Did you so-and-so? Did you call them? Did you this? Did you write the letter? Did that? Did you do your part first? Now, if you did all that and still need me, I got you. But you got to learn how to step back and let you do you first, because ultimately going through all that brain surgery, I was everybody's right hand. And then I had to learn to take somebody else's hand. Like, what are they going to do without me? They learned to do without me. And it sounds like, oh my God. Even this morning, I was talking to my son, and he was like, how you doing, Mom? And because I had a little incident last week, Kim. I wasn't even sure if I was going to make it today. I was in the hospital last week.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make it. I rested all day yesterday so I could do this today. And so even still 2.5 years later, I am still having issues. Let me see. Last November, I was in the hospital for a mini stroke. And I was there last week. And I'm like, yeah, so things still happen.
A mini stroke you had. Okay, you know what? You're saying it's just like, oh, here, guys, I'm just sipping on a cup of water. Blah, blah, blah. No, this is intense stuff you're saying. And you're taking it like a trooper. What was the recovery process like for you? You had your head shaved, you had your skull open. What was the recovery process, and how did you get to where you are now? Because you're like regular, oh, hey, everybody, I was in the hospital last week and I'm back. I'll talk to you about that. I choose me and I'm back on this good show. What?
It is a process. I have to literally talk myself into things. The healing process after surgery, it seemed, they had put in my head, oh, you're young, you can deal with this. And, I was 46 years old and you're telling me I got a brain tumor. Wow. So just, it was a big process. I had to live with my parents. Well, luckily I am blessed to have my parents still here. So I did not have to go in rehab. I was able to go home with my parents. So that was a blessing for me. And I'm the baby of the family. So being the baby, but I always took care of them. I took care of, my parents, make sure they needed what they had and all that kind of good stuff. But they, in return, took care of me because my husband had to go back to work. And so it was a lot going on. But it was a nice process to where somebody that you knew and loved you, to where my mom noticed something was not quite right.
Right.
And I started having seizures. Probably 6 to 8 weeks after brain surgery, I started having seizures. And so I had to go through all that process and the anxiety, the depression. It was crazy. I mean, when I say crazy, like we had a house. I came home and I was like, I don't want to live here anymore. My husband was like, what? I was like, I don't want to live here anymore. Like I know it sounds crazy. We went out and found another house to rent for a year because I could not, in my mind, I could not come back to the same. If I could have got a new car, if I could have had everything new, I would have had everything new. Yeah, I didn't want anything the same. Anything the same.
Oh my gosh, this is really interesting.
Yeah, so I was still me, the kind-hearted, loving person, but my mouth was quick. And I'm like, no, I ain't like something, I'll let you know. You said something out of order, I'll let you know. A girlfriend of mine, we go to church together. She used the word controlling. I lost it. Jacked her up in her shirt, in her collar. We was in church. I was like, something ain't right. Like, so I had to go on some medication to get me together. So, and I used to be one of those type people to where all you got to do is talk. You can get through something. You don't have to be on these man-made meds and all this stuff. And totally opposite person now. Like, it's a chemical imbalance that people need the medication to help them get out. Now, I am very holistic. I'll do all these teas and all this kind of stuff. I do all that to go along with it. I know now that therapy, medication, and extra vitamins, you name it, elderberry, I'm on all that because I know what I need to get by. So that process of learning, healing, your brain has to heal on its own. And they don't know what could happen as it's healing. So that's why, like, now I'm having months later, years later, like I'm still having issues. Like, what is wrong with me? And there's nothing wrong with me in my head. But physically, I do have some issues. Like, I'm itching to go to work. I want to go to work.
You are doing work. You're doing work right where you are and just already inspiring the people that are watching with your beautiful smile and your beautiful energy and everything, your hair grown back and everything. I mean, look at that. You got a whole full head of hair.
I do. I started a lock journey, so it took my hair a little while to grow back. And so this right side was a little thinner and I have thick hair. And so my daughter does locks, and I was like, I'm ready to start my locks. She was like, no, you're not, Mom. Like, I've never liked locks, never. And I was like, no, I want to. Like, that my year afterwards, and I was like, I'm ready. She's like, really? And I was like, yeah. So yeah, it's done grew back pretty good, nice and healthy.
I'm so excited for you. So in all that you've been through, Onjria, what are some words of encouragement you can share with people that are going through this journey and they're overwhelmed, they're overloaded? Any words of just encouragement or inspiration for them that's watching today?
The thing is, suddenly. The word is suddenly. Suddenly things can happen and change your life to the negative, and suddenly things can happen and change your life to the positive. So how are you going to respond? It's up to you of how you choose to respond. That tumor to me was a sudden thing, and I chose to respond positively. If I live or if I die, I know that I'm good. I know that my family is okay. I'm good. So suddenly is the thing that you have to sit back and be like, you know what? Suddenly is the word. Suddenly I can change what I want to happen. I manifest how my life is going. I believe that I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, that I'm going to prosper. So you got to keep thinking it no matter what it looks like. Remember now, your eyes see a whole lot of stuff. And Now, sometimes I'll be squinching my eyes to see. I have some blurred vision sometimes, and I have to just close my eyes and remember, I am a prosperous person. I'm still Wonder
Mhm.
Woman, no matter if my eyes are open to seeing all the negativity around me. When I open my eyes, my heart is open. When I open my eyes, my spirit is open once I settle myself. So that's what you got to see. No matter what's happened to you, suddenly life can go to the negative, and suddenly life can go to the positive. It's all on you of how you choose to do it.
Yes, I love this advice that's coming from Lady O today, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Let's see. Ryan Dansby said, suddenly equals now faith.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
yes,
No matter what it looks like, keep the faith. And that's a tip from Lady O today. Hashtag everyone suddenly, suddenly, suddenly,
yes,
suddenly,
yes,
suddenly, suddenly. Yes, hashtag suddenly. Because suddenly, how do you respond to the suddenly situations in your life? And again, it doesn't have respecter of person, whether you are watching and you are watching from LinkedIn. Hey, speaking of LinkedIn, we are now officially on LinkedIn Live every weekday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm super excited to announce that. That's something that happened starting today. So if you're tuning in on LinkedIn, doesn't matter if you're watching from LinkedIn or if you're watching from Facebook or Twitch or any of whatever format, iHeartRadio, if you're listening, we're across a lot of different platforms. Suddenly can happen to any of us. It has no respecter of person is the point that I was going to make. So be mindful that how we respond to our suddenlies will make a difference. And so, as you can see, Lady O here responded in a way that I don't think most people could have responded this way. So I'm quite impressed. Let's see. Let's see. That's great faith. That's great faith. Justine Hilliard said, I've even asked God to put me a new gallbladder in there. Yes. Okay. And you know what? I see you say laugh out loud, but we agree right now and in the prayer that you have that this need be met for you. And we can ask anything and we can believe it to be so, and it can happen. And so
yes.
we're just trusting and believing that God will answer this prayer for you today, Ryan. And please, when it does happen, please let us know right here on the Kim Jacobs Show that it did come to pass for you. All right, let's see. I see other comments. I see you, mommy. My mom again is turning 70, talking about your parents being alive and with you here. My mommy is still here. My dad is in heaven. I'm so grateful that my mom is able to be here. And even though my dad has transitioned on to heaven, he made a tremendous impact on this earth while he was here. And
Yes.
that, so life or death, either way we win. If you're, in my opinion, I win. Can't speak on anybody else's behalf, and everyone has different beliefs, and I don't knock anyone's beliefs at all. So I celebrate you in whatever regard you choose to hang your soul and your hat on. I'm just excited for what I believe as well. And so glory to God. Kimberly Fowler said, for you and your strength, Lady O. God is amazing, and he has blessed my sister with great things and still standing. She is still standing. Yes. Yes, she is. Patricia Lofton, Mother Patricia Lofton said a heart, and she's just sending a shout out to you to say she loves you, loves everything that you have endured and overcome. To God be the glory. All right. All right. So everybody, listen, we're going to take another commercial break. And right after this commercial break, we're going to get some final thoughts from Lady O. I want to hear about your company that's Love Under New Management. Tell us about that with your new journey and things that's happening in your life at this phase of your journey. Okay. So today's episode is, I'm so excited because I just can't believe that you're like here, standing here, and we're doing so great. Good gracious almighty. To God be the glory. Okay, so today's episode is also sponsored by Hunter Everidge Law Firm. And Hunter Everidge Law Firm, if you're dealing with like workers' compensation or disability or anything of that nature, whether it's wrongful death of a family member and you need to get some resolution for them, reach out to Hunter Everidge Law Firm at 704-377-9157 and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. Let's learn more about them now.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
All right, everyone, and I am back. I had to go open my door. So I am back, and I need to do one thing, Lady O. So if you could just tell them about your company right quick, I greatly appreciate it, because someone was at my door, and we're here on a show about balance, as we know. So we balance life in different regards. I'm going to remove myself and give you a chance to talk about your company for 1 second, okay?
Okay. So everyone, my company is Love Under New Management. It's a life coaching services company, and I am a certified master life coach. I can actually help teach others how to be a life coach. And it's something that I enjoy. It's something I've always done, helping people. And if you want to get in touch with me, my email address is ladylifecoach@gmail.com.
So it's ladylifecoach@gmail.com. Love Under New Management Coaching Services. And again, ladylifecoach@gmail.com. Her phone number is 704-920-0928. And
Yes.
that's how you can get in touch with her and stay connected. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy working with this lovely woman, Onjria Bost Steele. And so what type of coaching is it that you do? Tell us.
Mostly one-on-one life coaching.
Okay.
I do also a certified facilitator for relationships. I do relationship workshops, and I do relationship coaching as well.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Okay. So what else is in store for this Wonder Woman, Onjria Bost Steele, Lady O, many hats, mother, grandmother, wife, hair, locks, everything?
I know, the thing is right now, I feel like my surgery was October 9th, 2017, 18, whatever, a couple years ago. 2019 was my surgery, and I say that that's my new birth. So I have 2 birthdays now, because that was a whole new change for me. So my thing now is leaving a legacy. We always get caught up in, we jokingly say you ain't got a life insurance, we're not going to do no GoFundMe, but I'm leaving more than life insurance. I'm leaving, if I can't leave property to my grandchildren, great grandchildren, they're going to know that they call me Mimi. They're going to know that Mimi was on point. Mimi wasn't perfect, but Mimi had a goal to set, and she set it, and she got to it before she left this earth. And so, with that being said, started my granddaughter and my niece have it's called KK Charms, just started their business. My granddaughter is 10 and my niece is 16. So they're going to have a thriving business before they graduate high school. So when they leave out, of high school with a diploma, they're going to also have a business already. They're going to also have some property already. It's up to them on what they want to do with it, but I'm trying to instill in them the financial aspects of having things and doing things, having good credit, and not just depending on anybody else, that they can do things for themselves. And they are going to have that same mindset so that they can be supportive of family, but also know that they can love on themselves and not feel bad when you make a decision for yourself. So leaving that legacy to have them at a different mindset. I always tell my children, I done the best I can with them, but my mistakes with them, oh yes, my grands will be on top of it.
I love it. I love your inspiration, your motivation, your zeal for life, and your second lease on life, everything that you've shared here today on this episode. And so people that have had a grim report, the diagnosis is bleak, but they're still here. what advice can you give them? Because I think that you, I mean, of all people, with your skull opened and you having brain tumor removed, you can tell somebody something. So I want you to tell people something.
You know, I would say live your best life every day. We say that just to be saying it, but it is so true. I woke up this morning and I'm like, and I was like, I got to get ready for this show, and I got to get my attitude, said my affirmations, said my I ams. We say our I ams every day because I am important. I am awesome. I am a wonderful woman. I am. So you got to speak life into yourself until your life is no longer here. And guess what? Even when it's your time to die, suddenly someone else is going to say, you know what? She spoke that into existence. She done this and she done that. So that again is leaving your legacy, because what the words that come out of other people's mouth about you is what really how your life was led. I don't want you to stand up in no church and saying, oh, we're going to miss her, because if you ain't talked to me in a year, you don't miss me. So live your life right now as if it was your last. Do the best that you can of what you have.
That's really good advice. Live your best life every day now. And anybody that wants to use this platform as a way to just put a testimony out there, or a way to share something that you want to be healed from yourself that you're dealing with or going through, put it in the comment sections, and we'll go back later, both Onjria and myself, and we'll just ask God to bless you with that particular thing that you want to be healed of. And so I'm excited that you have been a guest here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Make sure everyone you stay connected with Onjria Bost Steele. Love under new management coaching services, Lady O Life Coach at gmail.com. The phone number is 704-920-0928. And if you learned anything today on this episode, just put a heart emoji right in the comment section. And just so grateful that God kept you here. What did your doctor say whenever they saw your hair growing back and they see you with the same positive attitude? I know it's baffling, right?
Yes, he was like, are you good? I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like from went into surgery, I was sitting there smiling, and he was like, well, what, anything I can do for you? I said, I want a picture of it. He was like, what? I want a picture of you digging out this tumor. And he took a picture of my brain, and you could see the black stuff sucking out, getting the tumor out. So that's what I wanted. I need to look back at that sometimes. We always, don't forget to remember. I'm not going to dwell on the past and what happened, but I'm never going to forget. And even when my mind is not quite right, like my memory is off sometimes. So when I can't remember, I can look at that picture and say, you know what? God has kept me. He kept me through that. Then he can keep me through anything. Wow. So yeah, these little simple little mini strokes and stuff that I'm having now, God has kept me and I'm good.
Woo! There you have it right here. Listening to Onjria Bost Steele. You can definitely, I went to your Facebook page and I saw so many pictures. I'll just flash up a couple real fast so people can get a chance to see all of, and I'm not the one of what you're talking about, but of just different pictures here on her page, and all of the life and activity and everything that God is blessing her to do and still be here to accomplish on this earth. Her family, her grandchildren, festivities, you name it, is happening right with Onjria Bost Steele, even to this day. So to God be the glory. I know it's lots of different meanings behind all of these pictures, and you can go and actually, I see some before and after of property. This woman is on a mission. She like, y'all ain't gonna stop me. She's all the way turned up. Turned up. I love it. I love it. So listen, is that your husband right there in the red shirt?
It is. No, that's my dad right there.
Okay, that's your daddy. Okay, I see him, and I don't know which picture would be of you and your husband in here, but I see so many pictures. I was just scrolling through. I said, look at y'all. Look at y'all.
I know. My husband has a lawn care business. That's what we do, before and after pictures of lawn care. And yeah, when I met him, he was just cutting grass, and I was like, no, honey, we got to do more.
So, so now that makes sense. Let me go back to the picture with the before and after so we can see. I get what you're saying. Okay, so here's the before, and then after he get hooked to it. Look at that. Look at that. I see the before, and then he did
Yes.
the grass, and it's after before, and then I see this after over here looking good. Oh, with the red mulch. Look at that. Can you see that?
Yep.
That's before, and look at that. That's after. Whoever got that service got some good service. All right, listen, everybody. I am so excited and honored that we had you here on the Kim Jacobs Show today. I do want to make a few brief announcements, and we'll get ready to close out. That now the Kim Jacobs Show is on LinkedIn Live every weekday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're over there on LinkedIn and you want to not have to get off that platform and go to Facebook or go to iHeartRadio or iTunes or wherever, or Twitch and you name it, YouTube, you can definitely watch it on any of those platforms that works for you at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, I'm encouraging you tomorrow on Tuesday, right here, August 10th on the Kim Jacobs Show, we're going to be highlighting Gabriel Michael Jacobs. My son, my 12-year-old son, you all may see I wear a pin every single day of my life. And it's in honor of my son that passed away. He had a heart defect. And when you talk about, not knowing or not being able, it's a lot of, it's like, dog, I wish I knew, all kind of things. But when it's your time to go, then it's going to happen as well. And I know we're going to be talking about his life, his legacy. It's Gabriel Michael Jacobs Day, in addition to Tall Women's Day right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Thanks to Dr. Mildred Somerville, who helped make that possible. So Gabriel Michael Jacobs Day right in Charlotte, North Carolina. So we have some guests that's going to come on to talk about his life and his legacy and things that he did at the age of 12, y'all. Wait till you hear some of these stories. Some things I didn't even find out about until after he passed away. I was like, he did what? I'm going to tell you, he changed some people's lives. And he passed his test. So I can't wait to share that with you right here on the Kim Jacobs Show tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be in your virtual seats. And we have a great show lined up for you. Do you have a closing comment, Lady O?
Closing comment on today is choose yourself and be prepared when that suddenly happens. Be prepared to respond the right way.
There you have it, everyone. Thank you for being a wonderful guest and for blessing all of our viewers today. And thank you all in the studio audience for tuning into today's episode. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show.